Yo, yo, we live. Grab champs, here we go. We back on. I'm your host, SR MBK, the vertical, murtical, squirtical, all over your girl's biznack. You know what I mean? I left my kids on the eyelids. We got DE3 in the building, you heard? We had some technical difficulties. We couldn't get them on, but we back, yo. Salute, everybody. Salute. Here's the theme song.
Diablo, SR the General, full blast the beat, God, grab, chant, yeah, grab, chant, yeah, grab,
shit alive, what it is, RT. No, don't worry, D, we're gonna get you on, you heard?
Shout out
I gotta do the intro again.
Shout out the grab.
My bad.
The beat, God, grab, chant, yeah, grab, chant, grab, chant, yeah, grab, chant. Shout out the grab champs.
Get alive.
Shout out the grab champs.
Big DE3 357, you heard?
Shout out the grab champs.
Yeah.
Welcome, tune in to Grab Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the grab camps. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways, catching wreck. That's all the General. He be going crazy, bro, from his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those.
Diablo!
Whether they family or they were friend or foe.
Full blast!
Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, grab chancer to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry.
Never.
Chancing the odds of getting up,
Shit
prepared
alive,
to
baby.
rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the life, share the life. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope, from the start up to the end. Let's show them love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend.
Yeah, baby, shit alive. Thank you for everybody coming back and shit. Boom. I'm gonna see right now. Bam. All right, it is. Grab chance, big DE3 in the building.
All right, hold on a second.
Turn on video. You gotta turn on.
No, I had to turn it around. That's all. I'm good now. I don't know why we didn't do it before, but I think it's because I was on my computer. My computer's got a lot of security features on it, so like nobody can just get into my computer. I don't know why we didn't do it before, but
Okay. My bad. Why? Because I can't.
You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you. All right. I can hear you perfectly clear now. Yo, my bad for everything. At least we got you out. Yo, first of all, before anything, I want to say, my guy DE3, salute to you, bro. The reason we want you even here on Grab Champs is because you've been destroying shit and crushing shit and just running with the top niggas and going, you know what I'm saying? Like you're cemented. You're one of them writers, bro. NYC, go a legend. You know what I'm saying? We salute you and thank you for coming on Grab Champs, bro.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I mean, you know, I'm born and raised in Manhattan, you know, New York City to the bone. So, you know, I've been writing graffiti since I was like 9 years old.
All right. So listen, so before we even get into any of that, because I have to do it in sections, because I don't want to skip over none of the details that the fans want to hear about you. You know what I'm saying? You're like one of them superhero niggas, so we got to start from the beginning. What even got you into graffiti? How did you get into graffiti from the beginning?
Okay, let me see. All right. When I first learned, you know, how to draw in school, right? It was in like, I don't know, maybe 3rd grade, and I had a knack for draw. Like I like to draw. They had us take our school pictures and do self-portraits of our school pictures, and my shit came out like my school picture, you know, and I liked that. So, but then I met this other kid who had markers and was, you know, like writing in the bathroom, and he was in 5th grade. You know, his name was Tom Elliott. He used to write meth. This is back in like 1981, and I was like 9 years old. You know, I was real young, and that's what got me interested in it. Plus, I used to take the trains all over the place and look at the graffiti on the trains, and that was part of it too. You know, like that was a big part of it. You know, taking the trains and seeing graffiti. I used to look at that stuff and just wonder who did it, and I wanted to do it too. You know, like I wanted to put my name there too. So, that same person that I got turned on to graffiti with, he used to write meth or Tomster, and me and him went to the J's and M's down in City Hall. That was the first time I ever rode on a train. That was in like 1982. We actually got caught. We were writing on the outsides in the station. Like, we didn't know no better. I was like, I don't even know. What, 1982? I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old in 1982. So we rode all over the outsides of the train with jumbo pilot markers. And we got on the train to go back uptown on the 6th train. And we were wondering why the doors didn't close. And eventually some cops walked in and they arrested our asses, man. That was like the first time ever. That was my first experience, but it didn't stop me. It made me want to go in there and do it more. I don't know. I wanted to get away with it. I didn't want to go in and get caught. I wanted to go and I wanted to be successful. So
what was the first thing you wrote? Was DE3 your first tag?
The first graffiti tag that I ever wrote was DOZZ. I was 9 years old. I did it with a bunch of like construction spray paint and markers that we stole out of a construction. You know those white campers that they put outside of construction sites? Yeah. My friend JJ, who used to write JJ, he didn't write JJ then. He wrote T.R. He was like a year older than me. I was 9, he was 10, and he wrote that. And I can't remember. We were with somebody else, but me and him, we started writing together, and then we eventually changed our tags a couple of times, and he settled on JJ and I settled on D3 in like 1982.
So how did DE3 come about? Is there a meaning behind it?
Well, D3, I don't know. I started writing DE, and I kept saying that to myself, and I was like, I kept saying DE. It doesn't sound right. Like it needs to sound better. And then 3, when I said 3, it clicked, and I said DE3, D3. Yeah, that's it. Like that's what I want to write. That's how I settled on D3. But I wrote a few different things before DE3. I wrote DOZZ when I first started writing. Then I started writing DAM, DAM. I didn't like that. And I wrote OF, and I was, I wrote it around the neighborhood a bunch of times, and then I settled on D3, and that's when I started going onto the trains. D3.
Wow. So the trains, bro. So like, I missed the train era. I'm too young for it, but that's what attracted me to graffiti from the beginning. Because when I used to take the trains when I was young and seeing it and shit, so I never got to know what it feels like to hit a fucking layup and do fill-ins on the trains or insides and nothing like that.
It's fun, man. It's fun. I've done floaters. I didn't do too much train work. I did more insides than anything, but the amount of insides I did was spread across, a bunch of different lines, so it didn't really amount to nothing. Because I was always, it was like RD always says, man, we fell into crime more than we fell into graffiti. We ended up doing a lot of crime too, alongside the graffiti.
So, do you remember any people that had inside smash that you was like, oh shit, I want to smash insides like this nigga?
All right. First people that I thought like really smashed the insides more than anybody. First I noticed was on the 6th train. TAT had it in like 1984. They had the insides. They had them pretty good. And right after that, 85, RD and Lace and K used to go up there sometimes to do. They took meth up there a few times. Stash, rest in peace. But yo, RD and Lace just completely wallpapered the insides of those trains. I don't know. You don't remember, you weren't around, but yo, there wasn't a 6 train you walked in, you know, without seeing RD and Lace, like wallpapered on yo, they just went over everybody. Oh, the whole insides were Lace and RD. That whole line, you know?
Yo, that's fine.
1985 to 86. Those trains were murdered. Like there was no room on the insides anymore, you know. But
did you ever run into like any riders on the insides when you was doing insides? Well, when you used to do insides, was it like when the train was running, or when you used to go to the layup and do insides?
I used to go to layups. I never did motion bomb. Well, actually, I can't say I never did motion bombing, but I was done motion bombing, like going uptown to get bags of Buddha. Like we catch some tags on the trains, you know, taking the train ride uptown. Like we go from the Upper East Side up to Spanish Harlem and get bags of weed, and then, you know, hop the train and come back down. And on our way there and back, we'd have a marker or a spray can. We'd write on the insides of the trains, you know, while we were riding the train. But we used to go to layups. You know, I used to hit layups out in Astoria. I used to hit layups down in actually where Brea said that he kinged that layup he said he was at down in Kings Highway. I've hit Kings Highway. I've hit Sheepshead Bay, all down there. Oh man, me and RD, we went down there once, and we were dressed in army coats and work bum vests. So we're walking on the outside. Down there, it's 2 sets that are just keeps going from station to station, and it keeps going through the station all the way down. Right? That's on the weekends. That's how it was. Like it's just never-ending trains from like a certain point down to Coney Island. Right? And we're walking on the gravel, and we look, and there's a bunch of riders holding the thing to hold, you know, to stand, you know, in the train without falling down, and they're holding them, and they're handcuffed to them, and we're looking at them, and there's a cop standing there writing in his book. So RD grabs a mop stick. We're carrying a bag filled with cans of ink, and he grabs a mop stick and he bangs on the window with it. He goes, "Oh yeah, we've seen a couple of those guys down that way." And the guy, "Really? Yeah, down that way." Cops took off running down that way. We had to leave. That was in Kings Highway, so we had to leave Kings Highway and we went down to Sheepshead Bay. We ended up running into Med from Brooklyn. There was a few different Meds back in the days. There was Med from the Bronx, and then it was Med and Fady, and then Med from, I can't remember the crew he used to write, but Med from Brooklyn. There was another Med in Queens. You know? But that was I couldn't believe he did that, but we got away with it because we were dressed like work bums.
Wow, that's funny, son.
We ended up getting into an ink fight in Sheepshead Bay, and we got covered in ink, you know, with our faces, clothes, everything. We wound up going. We got on the train to go back. We got to like where the Barclays stop is now. Well, it wasn't the Barclays stop back then. It was I can't remember the name of the stop. It was whatever that stop was back then. 2 cops get on the train and they see us covered in ink. Immediately they started like rubbing the sides of the insides of the trains to see that we just tagged up. They're like, "Yo, get the fuck off the train," you know. But that was like that made me feel good inside, man, because it's like one of the good times that I had like a successful bomb, and then the cops came and they saw that we were doing it, but they couldn't do shit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fire. Did you ever like document any of your graffiti when you first started? Like take pictures of trains or anything like that?
You know something? I never took any pictures. When I was so young, I didn't even think to take pictures back then. Like I wasn't doing any beautiful pieces or anything. I was what you call a vandal. You know, I wasn't like a piece of, you know. I feel like writing on shit, destroying property, shit like that. You know, right? Just getting my name around. You know, I love doing that. You know, I tell you, my style and tags varied, and Yeah, I can remember a lot. Like Brea said, I had a lot of ugly tags back in the days, and it took me some time before I got my style, my hand styles, like down to like a science. But anybody anybody that I followed, they were never perfect to begin with. Everybody starts out somewhere. So you know what I mean?
That's a fact. What about from the beginning? Did you like how did 357 come into play? Was that like a crew around your way? How did you meet RD? How did you get into that?
Well, me and RD are like childhood friends. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. 357 was more of, man, it became like more of like a movement in our neighborhood. More people, like we had a bunch of graffiti writers down with it, but we had so many people that were down with us that didn't even write graffiti. Like they were just down, 357, yeah, 357, like it was kind of crazy. Back in the days, we were coming out of an era where there used to be gangs. You know what I mean? Like in different neighborhoods, each neighborhood you would go to, there was like a gang. And we were coming out of that into like big groups of kids together hanging out, and I guess it's like a graffiti gang, So not everybody wrote, like I can remember a few different times we got into fights, and not everybody that was fighting with us, like on our side, they didn't write graffiti, all of them, Some of them just there,
So what about so who was the first people that you started going out with like solidly, like, or you just mostly for Dolo?
JJ1, 357, RIP. We were like a trio, me, him, and RD. When we were teenagers and shit, we used to get together all the time and shit. He died on a motorcycle. He was 17 years old. He smashed this side of a van, broke his neck, dead instant.
So,
Somebody cut the line with his brakes, and he didn't know, and he was high.
wow.
Yeah. Another friend of mine was with him who wrote graffiti. He wrote Squirt. He didn't really write on the trains. He didn't start writing with us until like he came out onto the street. He's dead now too. R.I.P. Frankie Gator, man. He was on the back of the bike with him, man, and he became like the Bionic Man. And like half of his body was rods and pins and screws and all through his head, his foot, his shoulder. That's another thing that we're known for is motorcycles. We used to steal a lot of motorcycles and scooters, cars, shit like that, But
So now let me ask you another question.
Well, just to write graffiti.
So my bad. There's like a little delay on my shit over here.
Right.
Let me ask you another question. So now, boom, the time comes where the trains is about to be over, and boom, then the street shit comes in now, right? Boom, and that's when I'm like my era is now we're toys trying to come up and shit. But how was it transitioning? Because that's where I know DE3 from street. Killing streets, you know what I'm saying? That's where I know DE3 from, just in my, and so how was it transitioning from the trains? Do you like the streets better? Did you know what I mean? What was it? What is it?
It was kind of, it's not like we transitioned. It was like all of a sudden the streets weren't there anymore, and it was only streets. You know what I mean? Like we used to write on the street anyway. Like we had a lot of different things that we were doing besides just going to layups and shit like that, But I'll tell you, man, what really got me interested in, running around the city was like certain people that just, they took the city by storm. Like people like Easy and Jaws and Josh 5 and fucking, all them dudes, man. Jew, Vesta, Astro, Baba One dudes. You know what I mean? Those are like the original 501 dudes and shit. So I mean, there's a lot of different writers I can think of that, you know, they went all city, like, and I was like, yo, I gotta, but I tell you, nobody did it like Jaws, Easy, and Josh 5, man. Them dudes just like every fucking gate, man. I remember I was in a group home in like '87, and they used to take us around in a van, and we'd go from borough to borough, and yo, like, it didn't stop. Like, they were up on every fucking gate in every borough, every neighborhood. It didn't matter where you went. Like, they were up on just, yo, it was just gate after gate after gate. You know, like, they didn't clean gates back then. I remember the city got surprised. Like, they were blindsided. And, you know, when the train stopped, it was like, boom, that shit just all over. It was all over. It was all over. And Giuliani, man, broken windows theory. We gotta, you know, clean up. We gotta take care of all the small crimes, because at least the bigger crimes, you don't want to give the presentation that, you know, something is bad, the neighborhood's bad, you know, shit like that. And they cleaned up the streets like that. They did those graffiti trucks that would ride. I think they still got them. They drive around. They paint everything. Do they still have them? I don't even know.
Yeah, they be, but hell yeah, every once in a while they still come through.
Yeah, they still come through and paint shit, right?
Yeah.
They have like beige paint and shit. Yo, any gate that had graffiti on it, they just buff it and shit. But yo,
but let me ask you another question, because like you said before, like you wasn't doing pieces and none of that. You're a fucking vandal.
Yes, I am.
And shit, and still I still see them shits out there, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, when you go, you know what I mean, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, what turned you into a vandal like that? Just seeing Easy and Jaws in them, like you just said, or it was already in you? Like,
well, I mean, that shit was already in me, but when I seen them gate after gate after gate, I was like, yo, I gotta get my name up more. You know, like, I looked at that and said, yo, I gotta get my name up more. I gotta be recognized to an extent where I'm up there with, you know, top tier writers. And, you know, I just, over the years, man, I just blasted the city, man. You know, I loved bombing in neighborhoods that you wouldn't really think. You look at me, and you wouldn't really think I would go writing in that neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't expect a white boy to be up in, you know, the corner in Brownsville and Mother Gats in Livonia. You know, you know, and I just, you know, I've always, you know, since I was a little kid, I went to special ed because I got in a fight in school. The kid, you know, he punched me in the face, and I ran all over the school and crying, and I didn't listen to the teachers, and I caught him. I smashed his head off a water fountain a bunch of times, sent him to the hospital. They sent me to special ed, right? So after I went to special ed, it was crazy. It was crazy because it was like, now it was the opposite of the environment that I was in. I was in a school with predominantly white kids and like a couple of Spanish and black kids. Then it got flipped where I was like a white kid in an all black and Spanish school, you know. And then from the DFY facilities, when I got in trouble with that, you know, that was a whole nother thing. I remember I was coming home on home visits and going to the Central Park layup and hitting the TV trains under Central Park and coming back to the group home with ink all over me and shit and paint all over me. And they're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it, you know?
Do you have a favorite spot that you ever hit, or a favorite bomb that you ever hit that you was like, yo, I really just, like, I destroyed shit like tonight?
When I got out, like, I did a state bid, right? In 97, 98. I got out beginning of 99. And I got out the beginning of 99. I was on parole. So I was like trying to think of something I could do without getting into trouble. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do the tunnel mouths. I hit every tunnel mouth in Manhattan. Like when the train tracks, where the train comes out of the tunnel, I did like big stomp of fillings on every tunnel mouth I could think of. You know? That was something that I really liked doing. You know, that was fun for me, you know?
What about tunnels? Do you like tunnels? Like still hitting tunnels, bro? Tunnels are the shit to me. Like that shit is a whole different world.
You, you know something? I'm planning something with tunnels. You know, I really can't talk about it because, you know, until I do it, you know, it's just something that I like tunnels. I like tunnels because you don't have to worry about nothing but the trains. The trains and a flat light down the corridor, you know. As long as you keep your eye down the tunnel and there's no, you know, flashing light or a train coming, you're good, you know.
Do you have a like a favorite
Like I know if something like if a sound happens, I know what it is, so I'm familiar with it, you know.
do you have like a favorite like year, like a year, like yo, this year was the year that, you know, 357 destroyed shit, or this is the year that I you know, I killed shit, blah blah blah. Do you have what was your what? Give me your peak year in the 90s, like when you know what I'm saying. What was your best year?
All through the 80s is when I like first started writing, running around to different layups and getting myself together with my tag. I'd say when we got out of the trains, and we actually we had a big beef. We had beef with just about everybody when we got off the, you know what I mean? So we had war wherever we went, so we would cross everybody out. And we had beef with and shit like that. You know, it was fun doing that. I remember going to his fucking building and going up his staircase and doing fillings like in the stairs, going all the way up to where he lived.
Can't hear you. Did the sound go out?
I'm moving, but you wait.
Yo, my bad. You breaking up and we can't hear you. You're like frozen up a little bit.
I know something happened with the phone. It was like doing a circle, like it was loading.
All right.
You know?
You back now. You back now.
Yeah. Now I was just talking about. I remember doing I think it was like 1990 when we had beef with JA. Me and JJ. And it was not. No, it was earlier than that. It was like 1987. Me and JJ went to JA's house and we did fill-ins. JJ well, DE. I was doing DE fill-ins and then putting a 3 in the E. And we did fill-ins in his staircase, like going up to his door, and then on his door we did a fill-in on his door. And we were like banging on his door. You know, so we'd go after people that we had beef with. We never ran from nobody. It used to be part of our crew's history, you know. Any beef that we've ever had, we've always finished it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So why do you think why you think?
I was asking you about that video. I wanted to watch his video. I mean, I got nothing against him anymore. I mean, you know, that used to write BYI. He used to be hanging out with Chino all the time, right? And he was one of the people that we decided, well, we have beef with Chino BYI, anybody who wrote BYI, we went over him. And we went over. I remember having a fight with him. We gave each other eye jammies. And then he swung to try to hit me again. And I was right next to like a storefront gate. And I ducked, like I weaved it. And he punched the gate and broke his wrist. You know, I could see it fucked up. And then that was like the end of the fight. That was one of the times that we had 2 people that didn't even write graffiti with us. There were 5 of us. And then we fought off a rush of like 25 dudes. 3M was there, XTC, BYI. There was a bunch of different dudes. It looked like a DOS Effects video, man, I swear. You ever see a DOS Effects video? Where they're all jumping around with like the dreads and the goggles and shit and the masks and all their hoods up and shit. Yo, I swear, we came out of this bar and it emptied out after us. It looked like a DOS Effects video was getting ready to jump us. But we fought off their rush. I fought Chad BYI one-on-one. And, yo, man, wow. That's it. You're bringing back memories now. I'm starting to think about it, you know?
Yeah. Chino BYI was one of them dudes too, bro. He had streets smashed.
Yep. Yes, he did. He used to write a lot, man. You know, I give it to him. I remember he had a lot of shit in Brooklyn coming into Manhattan, like downtown Manhattan, and then it kind of like he had his stuff spaced out when it came to coming uptown because we would go over him a lot, you know. So, you know, that's all dead and buried. We became friends after that, you know. Well, not friends, like, hey, you're my buddy and shit, but, you know, friendly. You know, if I see him, I say, hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing? You know?
What borough you think the best writers come from? What borough got the best writers?
I mean, you had really good writers from every borough. I mean, when I was going to school, remember I told you I went to special ed for cracking that kid's head on the water fountain. They used to bus me downtown to school at first, and I used to pass those handball courts that Lee did with the Howard the Duck, and he's like holding the shield, and the lion, the one with the lion. Yo, they actually just recently destroyed one of those handball courts, man, and it's not there anymore. You know, bugging out on that shit. You know, it was all over the internet. But Lee, he's from Manhattan. He's one of the old time greats. You know, shit. We got the dude. Yo, Lace to me is one of the best writers I've ever come in contact with. You know, as far as like piecing is concerned, he's a bomber. He's got hand style, style. We used to learn off of him, you know.
Hell yeah, the way he writes his tag, that shit is fire. That's one of the first tags that I, repeatedly saw when I was young also. Lace.
Lace, well, Lace was like I said, if you were young and you went on a 6 train from 85 till the time they were gone, you would look at a Lace tag in some form or another, Lace or an RD tag, because that's all that was up on the insides of those trains. A lot of people get him confused with that other dude, LASE. That dude, I don't know what happened to him. He like found God, something happened, and he got in a bunch of trouble. But shit, man. Look, yo, RD. I don't know. I can't say who's the best and who's, what I got favorites? Yeah, I got favorites. I can't even think of them. There's so many of them. You know?
All right, so I gotta pick your graffiti brain, bro. You gotta give me your 10 favorite street bombers of all time, or whoever you could think of, your favorite street killers.
You know, like, all right. Well, there's RD, JJ, we got Josh, Easy, Josh 5, you, Hal, and Nose. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. Hal and Nose.
Wayne.
Cap writers. They used to hit the tops of the gates. Anyway, believe it or not, Chad, that dude Chad that I fought, I used to like him too. Chad BYI. He used to, I like this style, even though, we had beef. Astro. Audi, U5. Fogs. Fogs 501.
Yes, sir.
There's just so many writers to think of, man. I'm trying to think of some Bronx writers, man. I don't know how many have I named so far?
You got 3 more to go.
3 more to go.
Yep.
Let's.
Because I put Jaws Easy and Josh 5. I put them as one because they're like a collective. You know what I mean?
How are they a collective? They're 3 separate writers. I know you wouldn't see the other.
When you mention Jaws or Easy or Josh 5, you mentioned the other 2. So it's like you know.
You think of all of them, right? Let's see. I'll give it up to. I just think of people that I've seen like tear the streets up.
Yeah.
All the YKK crew. Get I found. I used to go bombing with them. Who else? I think, man. Let's name some old school writers. This is a guy that I had beef with a long time ago. I don't know if I still got beef with him or not. This dude Ezo. He used to do skulls and crown skulls.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Remember him?
With the tall, skinny skeleton face.
Yeah. With a crown on it. You know, he had a lot of those. He had a lot of those things. You know, I had a beef with him, man. He did a bunch of fucking fillings over my tags and leaving half my tags sticking out on big blank walls. My tag won't get on there. He leaves half of my tag sticking out of his filling, and the whole wall there to do it on. That's why I had beef with him. I wound up going over a bunch of his pieces and shit.
So you're saying if you would have covered your whole entire tag with the shit and it would have been cool?
You know who? Check this out. I don't know if you know. Look, you see that? DE3? That's the original D3. The DE3. He's from the 70s. He used to ride on the fucking buses up in the Bronx. You know? He was down with Wildstyle and Tracy and all of them. I remember, yeah, he actually did that. That's why I put it in class. He did that too. You know?
Wow.
Okay. He's dead now too. R.I.P. You got Tracy. Tracy 168. Rest in peace. You know? So many writers, man. There's so many writers. It's hard to think of so many. Yo,
what
Sash,
about
my boy Sash, R.I.P. Sash 357. He used to write BKB. What was it? One of the two.
What about throw ups? Who got the dopest throw ups? Who's your favorite throw ups?
I think you know who I like right now? I'm gonna say as of in the now. Right now, I like Spray. That dude Spray.
Young boy Spray. He got all the spots. That nigga got all the spots.
You know, another dude who gets his name around a lot. That dude Boro, B-O-R-O.
Yeah, Boro. Yep.
Shit, man. This that dude Flasher or Flashy Flash.
Yeah, Flash.
Every show I go to, I've been seeing him up with some the fillings and shit. You know, let me see. There's just so many. Oh, Grizz. I've been seeing him up a lot. Grizz, G-R-I-Z.
Grizz.
Yeah, you ever seen that up? He's got a few different style throw-ups too. You know,
I've seen it times in Manhattan.
Then you got
oh, shit is buffering again.
you can hear me?
Yeah, now I could.
You got the rooftop writers like dudes like Cheek.
Cheek, yeah, he be doing dope shit. Cheek.
Yeah, he be doing like fucking
different
burner stuff on top of rooftops and shit. You know? And then you got Hopes and She, S-H-I-E.
With them roller shits, them big high shits.
Roller jammies, man. What's that other dude? Those other two guys, they do them like script rollers almost. Like, I can't think of what they write. But their tags are in like a script with rollers, and they got 3D. It starts with a G. I can't remember what it is, but they do a lot rooftops downtown. Let me see. Dude, I just had beef with for a little while. He's up a lot. Put, you know.
Put, salute, put, yeah. Yo, he killed a lot of streets too. What?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a little beef with him for a little while, but everything's, you know, squashed. Thanks to my man Scuff, you know. Oh,
Salute Scuff, yo, yeah, put that nigga. He put in a lot of work too, bro. This past year, I see Uptown. You doing it a little filthy. I be seeing, bro.
yeah. Well, you know, that's what happened when, you know, things get twisted, you know. I tried to be nice to him, and, you know, I don't know if you want to hear the story between that.
Nah. We don't want to promote no. You know what I'm saying? No negative shit. You know what I'm saying? Put is a supporter. You know what I'm saying? We,
Everything's all good with that, you know. But that's
no
what
doubt.
he got up a lot, that dude. You know, you know what I seen? He did a lot of fill-ins along the. I saw it online. He did a lot of fill-ins up the Westchester line, the Metro North trains. There's a whole bunch of spots going all the way upstate. You know, you ever ride the Metro North rail?
No, not really, not really.
Oh, well, if you ride that rail, there's like spots with fill-ins all going all the way upstate. You know, he's got a whole bunch of like he brought a ladder and fucking climbed up 15 feet in the air and did fill-ins above everybody. Give it to him. He put in some work, man.
That's why I was gonna ask you, what do you think of the graffiti today? Because I think the younger generation is bringing it to a lot of like the high. They're doing a lot of high shit, a lot of crazy spots and shit. Like they took it a level up.
They're doing that shit with the window washer gear, man, and where they put a little piece of wood under their ass and a rope, and they jimmy themselves down a building. And they're doing pieces down the building. My man Words is getting in on that too now. You know, Optimal Primo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Words.
yeah, with the top hat character.
Man. Yeah. He's starting to do those things where you go down the side of the building. You know, I don't know. I'm a little too old for that, man. You know, I just can't see myself jimmying myself down the side of a building like that. You know, maybe like 20 years ago or something, but I'd do it if there was like electric scaffolding that was already on the building that I could go up and down with. I would do it then, but not with no rope and a piece of wood under my ass. I want to live, man.
That's a fact. But yo, it'd be amazing the shit these dudes accomplish, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. You know, I can't. Yo, some of the shit that they're going all over the place now too. Like writers, they're not just hitting. They're hitting cities all over the place. Now it's a thing where just getting up in one city is not enough. You gotta have every city. You know. I don't know if I ever get that. I mean, I hit Miami, but you actually put in one of the villains from Miami for the advertisement for this. That colored villain put in the little oh my shit. Wynwood. You know, that was fun going down there. Yo, bombing that neighborhood, man. That shit was crazy. I was there for like the very first like really like craziness of like New York writers going down there and just going ape, going ham all over the fucking place. Yo, they didn't know what hit them down there, man. They were bugging. In 2011, we were writing on everything down there, man, because there was no
sweet. It was nobody out. Like it was sweet like that.
Yo, Miami's different. It's like spread out, man. And the neighborhood that all the shit happens in is like an art neighborhood with all fucking like warehouses. They turned into galleries, man. So you could just anything that's blank, you got a spot. And there's so much of it, you know what I mean? And yo, I mean, you know that what is that dude? SYE5? You ever seen that?
Yep, sci-fi. Yeah.
He was down there in 2011 doing those fucking gigantic rollers on the sides of fucking buildings everywhere, you know? I was down there. Skid was down there. There was a bunch of people down there, man. Yo, I can't even. Two Stay and Ski were down there doing a show. I had a show myself. I was doing. Yeah, that was when that place 004 Connect started like pumping. They made their own spray paint. Started. Their spray paint's like $4 a can, so it's cheaper than buying a can of Rust-On. It was like getting Montana cans. You know what I mean? So they did pretty good down there. Somebody sponsored me down there. Gave me like 15 cases of paint. It was fun. It was fun. Yo, it didn't take me much to do the fucking mural that I did, and the rest of it was just bombing paint.
Nice. What do you see like yourself ever slowing down or anything like that?
Like this. For me, I got an itch that I gotta scratch, and I scratch it for a while, and then I feel better, and then I get the itch again. I get the itch again, and then I gotta scratch it again. So it's like something that'll never go away. You know what I mean? Like I can see myself as an old man, like going up to a mailbox with a silver marker and writing on it or something like that, or a can of spray paint and writing on the side of it or something like that. Like I can't ever see myself not writing again. It's just something it's part of me. Like I can't stop. I don't know. I just can't stop. It's in my blood, man. I'm addicted.
So I think it's like that because I'm gonna catch random tags whenever I could, regardless. You know what I'm saying? That's how, you know what I'm saying? My name is always gonna stay floating around regardless.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, think about, say I live, granted, I hope I live to be 80, 90 years old. I don't even know if I'm gonna live that long. But if I live that long, I'll still be an old man picking up a can and writing on some shit. You see like some of these older writers, the old school writers from the trains, and they're like old men now. And I'm looking at them like, soon they're gonna be in the 80s and 90s, and I'm gonna be 60. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm 51 years old. So, been writing since I was 9 years old. I've been writing DE3 since 1984. And 357 was made in 1984. I remember RD coming over to Lace's house. This is something that I remember. RD coming over to Lace's house, and he's like telling Lace, I think I'm gonna write a number after my tag. What do you think of this? Check this out. And he writes RD 357. And Lace looked at him and started scratching his chin. He's like, I think you got something there, Rob. I was like, I said, that's dope. And then it just turned into a crew from there. You know what I mean? JJ came over. And he was like automatically down because he was part of our circle. You know what I mean? And we just started going crazy with that shit. And then it just caught like wildfire in our neighborhood. And then all the kids in our neighborhood were down with it. Even if they didn't write or not, they were repping 357. And Upper East Side, Yorkville, just became 357 territory.
Yeah, like 357 from the outside looking in, it's like notorious. It's like territorial, Manhattan territorial, like
yeah. If a lot of the people that were down with us that didn't write knew that we had beef with people, and they didn't care. And if they bumped into somebody who said they had beef with 357, they would fight just because they said they had beef with 357. That's the way it was. And then again, we were a group of kids coming out of a gang era. You know what I mean? Like in the 70s, it was like you had the John Jay Park crew. You had 68th Street Park crew. You had the Budweiser boys up on 84th and Lex. You had other crews like Uptown. You started going uptown. You had the Ball Busters. You had um, the Zulu Nation. You know, like all these. Like that was like the gang era where was like Warriors. You know that movie Warriors.
Yeah.
We were like the generation after that. So, you know, we were a graffiti writing crew that was kind of like a gang. You know, that's how I could describe it. You know.
So if niggas start making noise in Manhattan and they not from Manhattan, would you be like go over them and just because?
Nah. Like a lot of the beef that we got, it stemmed from the trains, and a lot of it came from like, also it came from other crews from different boroughs not liking us because we were who we were. Like I remember we had beef with TMR, and I don't even know how we had beef with them, but we had beef with them, you know. And they were from Queens. They were from all the way out in like Bayside and out there at Bayshore or whatever the fuck that is. I used to have all the highways after the train. They went into the highways a lot. I remember having the highways. That's another thing. You asked me what I liked writing on it. Yo, after the train, actually while the trains were in and after the train stopped, I had the highways. The FDR Drive, that was my favorite like spot. Like the FDR Drive from like, I don't know, 14th Street all the way up to like 140 something street. I had the whole highway smashed with fillings, you know. That was another era. That was like right after like during and after the trains went out, like the 80s into the early 90s, you know. But
So when you was more of a tag bomber than rocket fillings?
no, those were fillings that I had all the way up the highways. I had fillings.
No, I just mean overall. Like, do you consider yourself more of a tag bomber?
I've done more tags than fillings, of course, but I mean the times that I've done fillings, like that thing where I did all the tunnel mouths, those were all fillings. There was a time in the mid 90s where like 95, no, 96, 97, 95, 96, 97, I covered Spanish Harlem and top to bottom fillings. Like I had fillings on every corner just about, you know. And then in 99, I did all the tunnel mouths. Those were all fillings. Then I also, while I was doing that, I got tired. I got all the tunnel mouths. I started writing with Getting High Five, and I started doing fillings on the streets. I started doing rooftops in the Bronx. I started doing like different streets from one side of the Bronx to the other. Like I remember I caught Fordham Road. I caught Tremont from the west to the east. We did fillings in a lot of places. We did fillings all over Harlem. We went downtown and did fillings. I did a lot of fillings with Getting High Five. Like 99, and then I winded up meeting Kez 5 through Getting High Five, and we took some tags on a truck on 68th Street, some real big tags, and it was like one of those trucks that the dudes with the fruit stands, they keep all the fruit outside, and they got the fruit inside the truck. And whenever they get empty, he was closed at the time. While we were taking the tags, he was walking up to his truck to open, and he saw us writing on the truck. And we walked on the truck, we didn't even know. And they got on the train with the paint and left, and the cops pulled up as they went and got on the train. And the cops grabbed me. They were like, "Yeah, he's right there." The other guys went in the train, and I got arrested with some fat caps in my pocket. I got arrested for fat caps. And so I got arrested for graffiti, making graffiti, and graffiti utensils. But I was on parole. So I was like, damn. I went on the run from there on in. kind of like cut that bomb short. Like that, I was bombing for about a year there, and it made it stop from there because I had to go on the run, and I stopped bombing until when was the next episode. I was living up in the Bronx in 2001. I started writing in the Bronx. I remember doing fill-ins over a whole handball court with this crew that was from up there, 5-6, from by University Place. You know what I'm talking about? By the 180th Street Bridge.
Yeah, I know the area.
Yeah, 5-6 crews from over there, and I remember I got all of those dudes over there, and I did all their tags, real big top to bottoms in a schoolyard over there, and that set me off again. And I started writing again. But then after that, a lot of tags. I moved out to Brooklyn in 2004. I tag bombed all over fucking Brooklyn. I didn't really do many fill-ins out there. That was all streets, like tags and streets. I did like maybe 2 or 3 fill-ins, but everything was tags out there, real big tags too. I hit Bushwick, Brownsville, East New York, Bed-Stuy, Williamsburg, all the way to like over to where Prospect Park is. You know, like I covered all those areas. Flatlands. I was down by Flatlands all over. Yo, there's some crazy projects down there, man. There's some real big pink houses down there. You know, how I knew how to get around in those streets was I moved out to Brooklyn. I got a job delivering furniture from a furniture store on underneath the J train, you know, in East New York. And they used to send me all over in Brooklyn, all over like the worst parts, you know. Yo, pink houses, crazy. It was in a building that didn't have bullet holes in the fucking glass. And I was delivering furniture there on a regular basis, like, you know, white dude carrying furniture in there. But I went back, and I went back around those places, and I was writing graffiti around all those places. You know, same shit with Brownsville. Brownsville was crazy too, man. I had to be real, like, you gotta be careful the way you move out there, man. Like, Brownsville's like another planet, man. You know, like, if you're not from there, you can't walk around there like, you know, like it's okay. Like, you gotta know when to cross the street and, you know, go a different route. You know what I mean? Like, people are just different over there. You know, like, you could tell by the way people talk to each other. Like, it's like you walk down the street, someone's like, "Yo, hey, what up, motherfucker?" And then, you know, the same person, if he says that to, "Yo, what up, dude?" You know, like, it's okay to call him a motherfucker. You know, it's just different. You know, you know, Spanish Harlem, or even in the Bronx, it's a little different, man. You know, Bronx are more silent and shit. You know, they don't. Yo, it's bugged out, man. Brownsville's another planet. But yo, I like that neighborhood. I actually just went bombing not too long ago, and I went out there, and I some of the tags that you got, that you did that little intro with, some of those tags are from right there on Mother Gatson. Mother Gatson underneath the train.
Yeah, do you think that that's like a criteria for a fucking writer? As soon as like a advice for a person that wants to kill shit, the first thing you gotta hit is all the grimiest, slimiest hoods.
I mean, yo, it's basically if you want your shit to be up and stay, like you want it, like, yo, those are the neighborhoods you gotta hit because it doesn't get buffed, or if it does get buffed, it doesn't get buffed right away. You know what I mean? Like, those neighborhoods, they still got a lot of graffiti in them where it doesn't get taken down. It just stays. You know? So like I've always, you know, thought to myself, yo, the best place to write is in like the neighborhoods where they're not gonna erase it. And that's where I would go. I remember, yo, I was doing this rooftop. I had beef with this dude Swatch at the time, you know. Remember Swatch? You ever seen
Yeah.
Swatch up? Right. He had a Swatch filling on a rooftop on 175th off the floor line. And yo, me and RD went up there, together. And we got off the train and we went around the corner. We started going up this hill to get to like the back of the building so we could climb up and get on the rooftop. And yo, this black lady came out. She was a crackhead, and she looked at us and said, "Damn, man, I ain't never seen no white people up here. What you doing up here?" Back in like 1989, you know what I mean? Like right as the trains were clean, right after they were clean, you know. That's what the year was. So the Bronx still looked burnt down. There were still mad buildings that were just rubble. You know what I mean? Like even in Spanish Harlem was like that too. Shit, man. I remember, the city has changed. I remember when there was just lots of broken down buildings with, piles of bricks and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that was what I remember from graffiti. Like,
Do you think that writers?
Hey, he's gonna buff that shit until they fucking fixed it. You know what I mean?
Do you think writers from Manhattan got like a cheat code because Manhattan is like a neutral zone for all writers to bomb?
Nah, it ain't no nah. I think that I think that Manhattan writers got it easier because all they have to do is go outside and they can write.
Exactly.
Got it easier, so I wouldn't exactly call it a cheat code. I just say that we're just more fortunate than others because we live here. You know what I mean? But also, I got my name to a lot of places other than Manhattan. So, I lived in a lot of different neighborhoods. I'm not just from Manhattan. So, I lived in Bed-Stuy. I've lived in East New York. I've lived on City Line. I've lived up in the Bronx by the 180th Street Bridge, by University. I lived St. Lawrence, 172nd and Beach by the Cross Bronx Expressway. I've lived in some crazy neighborhoods, man.
Besides 357, what other crew do you rep? Any other crews?
I'm down with a bunch of different crews. If I'm with them, I'll write their crew because I'm with them. Like I'm down with TDO, I'm down with KRT, I'm down with a lot of crews, man. WKS, that was shit, man. I remember hanging out with Shammer. Shammer, there's another one. He actually had a lot of students, back in the days. Like alongside E and Jaws and Josh 5, Shammer was out there a lot too. CHAMA.
Yep. Shammer, yeah.
He winded up WKS. He made that crew. I remember he's the one who threw me down with it, man. He winded up getting 25 to life. He's out now though. He went away for 25 years, man. But big shout out to him, man. My man Sharif, man. He's a good dude, man. Who carried his crew while he was inside? Vifer. There's another writer. It was up all over the fucking place. VFR. And can't say no. Kenny. Oh man, right.
What about crews? Who you think? Give me like the top 5 most influential crews in graffiti history. Like, who's the top 5?
You got Wow, Words of Wisdom, RTW, Rolling Thunder Writers, WS, Wild Style, TBS, the Vamp Squad, the West Side, MB. That's 5 right there. Those are old school crews. me see. Other crews that came later, I'd say, well, there's us, you got YKK, you got UII, RFC.
Ooh.
That's my man Ross and Eos' crew. Man. Little Ross, well, they ain't little no more, but Ross and Eos. Remember, I don't know if you ever seen videos of them, what they did in interviews and shit, man. Yeah, but those, we're friends with them, That RFC turned.
Shit's buffering again.
I don't know why it keeps.
Yo.
I don't know why it keeps doing that, but as long as it keeps going to turn it on, we're good, right?
Yeah. As long as it comes back.
That's the, they made that crew running from cops. They used to run. They used to run around on fucking. I remember there was packs of them running around on rollerblades and shit, bombing. They'd roll up to a wall and fucking. They'd all tag on the wall at the same time on rollerblades and then skate away and shit, man. Crazy, man. Dudes is crazy, man. I give it to them. So those, let's see, those are like '90s writers. Crews of now. AOB.
Ooh, my brother Stu, what it is?
AOB. What's that other crew? R2B. I see.
R2B, yeah, them kids be killing shit.
Yeah. Let me see. Just like all those dudes that Spray is down with, like they're all killing shit, man. They're all killing shit with fillings, man. Like I hardly see any tags of theirs. It's all fillings. Like they're strictly fillings,
Yeah, Spray has all the crazy spots, bro.
Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man. Like as of right now in this day and age, like he's the most prolific, I think, as far as bombing goes. Like he shows up everywhere I go. Like everywhere I go, I see that motherfucker up, and he's up in some crazy looking spot. Like some shit that took Spider-Man, to get. He came with a ladder, or he climbed up the side of the building, or he broke into the building and he went out of fire escape or something. You know what I mean? I mean, I've done a bunch of rooftops, man, but these guys are just taking it to like another level. I always, I go down 110th Street a lot. It's in my neighborhood, and 110th Street and Park Avenue is where the Metro North train is up in the air, and it's got like a bunch of like stones that hold it up in the air, and you got to go through like a tunnel, on every street, right?
Yeah.
110th Street, going east on the west side of the tracks, facing the west side is just, you look up and it's SPRAY on each piece of metal. You know what I mean? Like, dude, he climbed out there just to do a filling on each piece of metal that goes across the whole entrance of the tunnel. Then it's every neighborhood I go to, I see him up, man. I see him up, and he's not up. It's not like he's just up here and there. He's up all over the fucking place. I start to wonder, like, where does he find the time to do all this shit? Like what else does he do? Like how the fuck can you? I don't know. I give it to him, man. It boggles my mind on how much he gets up and the places he gets up in.
He definitely got the crazy spots out everywhere I fucking look. And shit. But before we get off this, tell me one of your craziest bombing stories, or one of your favorite bombing stories.
Favorite bombing stories. I remember going bombing with Baron, R.I.P. You know, we went to the west side to bomb on the RR trains that were laid up in the middle tracks on 49th Street. You know, and all the lights were on. So RD said, "Yo, let's go right on the garbage trucks. Some garbage truck. There was like a garbage truck thing on the pier on the west side on like 50th Street, and so we go over there and we go into the building and we bomb on all the trucks, and we as we're hitting the last few trucks, a garbage truck pulls in with sanitation workers in it, and they're looking at us as we're spraying, and we're looking at them, and they turned they chased us, and we got chased around. There was like a big lot of garbage trucks. We got chased around inside the garbage truck lot, and we all scattered and went different ways, and then ended up meeting up on the outside. And it's funny because we ran all different ways. The guys chased us. They chased us out of the lot, and they gave out. That we winded them. We were young, we winded them. And the dude gave up. He was like bent over, huffing and puffing at the entrance of the garbage truck place, And that was fun. That was fun to me. We ended up running out of there and running up there's like a park over there on 51st Street, and we ran around the block into that park and cut through the park, and we got away from it. That was a fun time bombing, And from that, I thought about Baron. He ended up getting multiple sclerosis, and everybody's gonna die someday, But Baron, what was funny too? That day when we left the train station, it was the time when Rocky IV was out. Remember, Dolph Lundgren was the big Russian guy. He had like a blonde flat top. Baron had blonde hair and a flat top, and he looked just like him. We're like, he's like, check it out, look. And he smiled, and he looked just like fucking Dolph Lundgren in the picture. I'll never forget that, man. That was the day we got chased out of them garbage truck layups. We got chased out of a lot of layups, man. We got chased out of Central Park layup. I remember we got chased, me, RD, CO, JJ, a whole bunch of us, man. It was, we got raided. There was like cops running down the fucking the catwalk, the flashlights running. We had to run. We ended up fucking running into like at one part of the tunnel. There was a big patch of ice that grew over the fucking tracks, and we were running so fast we hit the ice. We all slid and fell and like slid across the ice for like a quarter of a block. We were running so fast. That was fun, but we got away then too. I could sit here thinking about many times I was bombing and we had fun doing what we were doing, man. Shit, I remember fucking rooftop with getting high five, man, in the freezing cold, man. My shit wouldn't. My paint wouldn't work, man. I did a fill-in and the silver wouldn't dry. I kept trying to go over it and it would just eat the paint that I had. Like I couldn't do the outline. The silver just kept eating it, and I was like, what the fuck? And I kept moving back and forth, and all of a sudden, and I'm like, one of my legs is sticking out from the bottom of the scaffolding, like underneath the scaffolding. My leg is down there and shit, and I'm like stuck. I'm like, I need you guys to come up here and pull me up out of this shit, man. Like my whole leg went down. I did like a split. One leg was extended out, and the other leg was straight through the fucking wood of the scaffolding. But I had fun doing that. That was fun. That's fun to me. That's Graffiti Olympic.
That's a fact, bro. That's one of the main reasons too, bro. Like exploring when you're young, and you know what I'm saying, rooftops, all the routes, streets, tunnels, all of that shit. That's the main reason too, bro. All the exploration, that shit is fun.
The last time we climbed up real high. I'll tell you the last time I climbed up real high. It was like 2011. Or no, 2010. Me and RD are in the Bronx. Right where the 145th Street Bridge crosses over. We're on the Bronx side. And there's like old L's beams that have like a piece that you could write on that you could see from the other side, from Manhattan. So we're like, yo, let's get that spot. We both started jimmying up. That shit's like 25 feet up. We climbed up, and it was windy that day. Yo, we got up there, and it was rocking back and forth. Yo, I swear, man, I had an anxiety attack, and and then I was like, yo, that's it. No more climbing for me. No more climbing for me. No more. From there, I just, no more climbing. I can't go up in high places no more. Him too, he was like, hey, shit, I gotta go. Yo, hit me up. I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm getting down. Yo, I can't climb up high no more. He's not without some safety shit, you know?
I feel like it's not even worth it at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather stay alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do what I do.
I'm gonna die for hitting the tag on this shit, and I'm gonna fall down and break my neck. And I'm like, I can't do this, man. And I swear, my heart started beating fast, and I was like, yo, I started getting like this. My equilibrium fell off, like. Like, yo, everything changed at that point. It happens after a certain point when you get older. At least that's what I think. That's what happened to me. You know, everybody's different. So, but there's another story me going up writing with RD, and you know that happened and shit, man. It was right after we did this. We did some big like blockbuster type things on the other side of the bridge. Yeah. You know.
So before we get off this and shit, I just want to tell you, bro, thank you for coming on Grab Champs and all that shit, bro. You like a one of them relentless street bombers, you know what I'm saying? Super OG, mad respect in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You run with the 357, you know what I'm saying? But even besides that, your name, you know, you do your thing from year to year. You know, we salute all the fucking work you put in, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
I'm glad to hear that, you know, you feel that my name rings bells, you know? Because I feel like I put in enough work to do it, and I still put in work. Just to let you know, like, I may stop for a period of time, but I'll never stop completely. I'll always come back out. Like I said, I'll be an old man with a fucking can or a marker writing on something, man. I'll never stop. I'm like a sleeping bear that hibernates. You know what I mean? Like, don't go poking a sleeping bear because it wakes up. You know? I've always said that.
Yo, we salute you, my brother. Thank you for coming on Grab Champs, bro. It was an honor kicking it with you and hearing your history. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to RD. Shout out to everybody that was in you know what I'm saying, that came in and shit. This is Grab Champs. Yo, thank you.
Big shout out to Grab Champs. Big shout out to RD357, JJ RIP, Sass RIP, Lace 357, Meth 357, all the 357 heads that were down with us who didn't write. Anybody that I forgot, everybody that I'm friends with today, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it. You know.
Salute, my bro. You gotta X yourself out at the top, I think. Yo, Grab Champs, bro. This is episode 2 of season 4, bro. That was motherfucking DE3 OG357. You heard? I'm SR, your host, the vertical, squirtical kid. What it is, yo. Rest in peace, motherfucking Seuss, RTD to the death. You heard? Salute Big Scant, yo. Free Scant. You heard? Thank you for supporting everybody that came and shit. I got a couple of more shows lined up. I seen you, Claw. Claw, I'm gonna holler at you, man, for real. Like, Claw, I was supposed to Claw. I scheduled her like twice, and then it was like, yeah, so yeah. But word, rest in peace, Dover. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, you know, to all the fallen soldiers, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Free all the real niggas. Stop all the bitch assness. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Shit, salute to everybody, yo. In a couple of weeks we'll have the next motherfucking salute Jimmy Rocks. I see you. Salute my nigga OD. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Scan RTD. Salute my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Sense. Rest in peace, Seuss. Rest in peace, my nigga Goober. Salute to motherfucking my KED family. Well, rest in peace, my brother Nep. You heard? Nep TCH. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my motherfucking Straight 16 family. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Bar Talk. We have the Bar Talk every Monday. You know what I'm saying? On the Straight 16 lives and shit. You know what I mean? Every Monday at 7 o'clock, Bar Talk with me, SR, the Vertical Murtical Squirtical. But it's SR the General. And my nigga 4-5. Yo, tune in for that shit every Monday at 7. You heard? Bar Talk. And shit, yo, salute Ice, my nigga, I see you, always supporting, bro, you know what I mean? Hell yeah, rest in peace, everyone. Yo, salute, rest in peace, Rush, of course, my nigga Rush, and rest in peace, Date, rest in peace, bro. Salute, G, I see you, G. Word. Thanks, DE3, for coming on, you heard? Till the next time, my nigga, that was Graph Champs.